Hey guys, welcome to a new deck profile. This time it's going to be from a different angle. But I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm trying something out. And yeah, this is Neo Nectar Stride. Again, now you guys might be wondering why I decided to make another video for Neo Nectar Stride. It's because this is Neo Nectar Stride deck that has Legion in it. So, grade 3s for Asha, because Asha's good. Asha's still a really good card. Honestly, being able to just copy another card gives you a lot of advantage and field presence, so she's very good. Sometimes I don't ride her at all, but it's still a good card. Next, one copy of Martina. Martina is a good card because Martina actually builds up your field very quickly. The only downside is Martina needs a giant drop zone, so you gotta watch out for when you use her effect. You can spam it though if you have no cards on your field. Just counterblast 2, check top 8, call 4 cards, and that will build up your field very quickly. I only have 1 Martina, so that's the only bad side. But to make up for that, I play 3, what's his name? Ricard. Ricard is a vanilla Legion. Basically, when it attacks, gain 5k, and when it's on rear guard, it's 12k attacker. That second skill is very useful because if you call him to rear guard, he's a 12k attacker, making up for the fact that I don't play 12k attackers in this deck. And Ricard's very good, and he's a really nice Legion in this deck. Next, grade 2s, 4 10k vanillas. 4 10k vanillas because with this deck, you do need these 10Ks. You can call them to rear guard. But the best part is when you clone this card, you can gain a lot of advantage because being 10k, you can swing at their opponent's rear guard. And that can basically just cripple their field and give you advantage. So you can have a bigger field than your opponent. Next, 2 copies of Saul. I don't actually have the Legion for Saul in this deck, but Saul is good because it's free draw power and it builds up your deck. The next, I play 2 Tor. Tor basically just builds up your field if Martina doesn't do it. Tor can really increase your field number, and it's a helpful card, and it's a mate for Martina, so why not? Next, only 3 copies of Maiden of Glydius. Only 3 because you honestly don't need 4. And when you do pull out for skill, it's very scary because you're basically just going to clone this guy multiple times. But if you do, it's very helpful. She adds pressure to the opponent, making them have to guard this, or they get a plus, or I get a +1, or +2 actually. On to grade 1s. I play 2 copies of Susana. Her skill, Soul Blast 2, Soul Blast 1 or 2? Soul Blast 2, unflip 2 damage. I don't want to play multiple I don't want to play more of these because she's only 5k, and she's not that useful to me. I actually never use her skill, but she's here in case I do need it, so. Next, 4 copies of Nika. She is the promo for BT17. Her skill, when I shuffle my deck, and my Vanguard's a Neo Nectar, and it's boosting a Neo Nectar, for every time I shuffle my deck, this unit gains 3k power, so very nice booster. It can either be a 9k Vanguard booster, rear guard booster, and actually can even go higher because the power stacks, so that's very useful. And playing 4 just makes it so that all your rear guards swing for high numbers. It's very useful. Next, 3 copies of Tamara. Tamara is here because Tamara is basically a cloner, a self-cloner. When her skill is placed on rear guard, you can counterblast 1. You can check the top 4 and get another copy of her. I actually never pulled off her skill, but when you do, you can build up your field very quickly. Sorry about that. Next, 1 copy of Lady of the Sunlight Forest. Her skill is like Dragon Monk Gojo, drop 1, draw 1. It builds up your drop zone for Martina, and she's very good early game if you intend on riding Legion. Next, lastly, the perfect guards, 1 Quintel all and 3 perfect. 100% orange. I don't have the musketeer one, but if you do have a musketeer perfect guard, do play that. not much else to say. I played the Quintet Wall in this deck because Martina uses up at least 9 cards in your drop zone in one turn, at least. So the Quintet Wall helps with that, and honestly, if you have no cards in your hand, the Quintet Wall can save your life. So yeah, that's the perfect cards in Quintet. Trigger lineup, we play a crit. Wait, hold on. A crit, 4 chest of bullet. 4 of her. These 8 crits are here because this deck can add pressure, especially since you're swinging so high. Since you're swinging so high with this, these crits can add the pressure to your opponent for guarding everything. Otherwise, my units will go like double crit, triple crit. Yeah, these crits really help, especially since you're striding and you're going to check the 3 cards. There's a high chance of you getting a crit, so your opponent has to guard it. 4 draws, because draws are good. And lastly, 4 heals, because you always gotta heal. Next, the starter, I play the Sophia Musketeer Reza. Reza is... Honestly, I was debating between what should I play, either Ozu or Reza. Ozu, I don't find her useful anymore because you're not cloning as much, but she is really helpful with the fact that if your opponent retires it, just count it off 1 and you get a +1. And you can retire it for yourself to also get a +1. The only downside is your Vanguard has to be Legion, but if you do pull her off, she is a +1 while she is very conditional, so I like her much more. She's very helpful, and yeah. And also, if this is the only card on the field and your opponent plays Kagero, it's like essentially a +2. Because your opponent's going to kill this and you're going to use their effect. So they're basically like, they're helping you. Next, for the Stride Zone, I play 4 Arborea. When the new Stride comes out for GBO2, Jingle, Forest Dragon or whatever, I will be trying to get those. But for now, I play Arborea. She's a very helpful card for you because whenever this unit hits, you just basically copy a card. So allows for multiple attacks, and it's swinging for 26 minimum every turn. So you're going to be having a high attacking Vanguard and 2 rear guards, and you're going to be calling another one. So it's very helpful. Essentially, what your field is going to be, your field's going to be something like this, hopefully. Your field can be something like this. Say your field's like that. Your field's like this, and you have like 3 damage. Let's say you have like 3 damage here. And your field is something like this. I'm just using an example of what happened to me before. These are all unflipped. Like say this is your field. And your Vanguard is Martina Legion. Martina Legion basically the way this deck really utilizes Martina is basically if your field's like this, count us 1, put back 5 cards from your drop zone, and then you call these 2. And then shuffle the deck, meaning these 2 will gain 3k each. 9k booster, 9k booster. And then you attack with, the sequence of events is you attack with this first. So that swings for 17. Your opponent guards it, or you take it. Doesn't matter, so they swing for 17. Martina is going to attack for +9. This is 23. So this is going to be swinging for like 30, approximately like 32. The opponent guards it, they take it, whatever, it does not matter. The card you're worried about is Glodius, because, yeah, you're going to have to be a generation break for this, but she's going to swing for 18. Your opponent guards her, or they take it. You use her skill, count +1, retire this to call another copy of itself. Didn't get it. So basically just, this is the way you can do 4 attacks. And then swing for 10 in the rear guard, so that's really helpful. And if your Vanguard is not Martina, it is Arborea, you can do around 5, because one attack, 2 attacks per skill, clone 1, attack again. Then Gladius, retire it, clone another one. So you basically burn through 3 copies. But yeah, the reason I play 4 is you're constantly cloning this card. This card is what you want to copy. Yeah, so basically Martina or Arborea should be your essential Vanguard. And you can pull off at least like 4 or 5 attacks, and the price is like 1 or 2 times less. So it's not that hard, it's not that expensive of a cost. And yeah, this is basically my Neo-Nectar deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.